Street Rod Headquarters, your single source street rod provider, proudly presents JF Customs TV.
All right, guys, today on JF Customs TV, we're building an exhaust system from scratch. We're going to see if we can show you guys some of the tricks we use, how we go about it. Maybe you can try to build your own exhaust system at home. Right now, we're working on a 70 Chevy pickup. Long box pickup. What we're trying to do is have the exhaust exit out the side of the truck. And to achieve that, there's some really tricky bends that we're making to go over the frame. We always use Flowmaster stuff because we believe it's the best in the industry. It's got the best sound. So the first thing we want to do is actually locate the muffler, because the muffler determines how you're going to build the exhaust system, right? You're going to have to go from your headers into the muffler. So that's a few bends, and that's figuring out how to get there. You do that by figuring out where it can fit in relation to the transmission, the drive shaft, the tranny cross members. Even on this truck, it's got a steady bearing in the middle, so we have another cross member to work around. So that's basically the first thing, locate your muffler. If you're not lucky enough to have one of these tranny jacks, you can always use a couple of vice grips and pieces of steel and actually hold the muffler up that way and get started on your project. So just because we like to stroke ourselves a little bit here, what we're doing and all the extra hard work that's going on here is to actually put the muffler into the frame section of the truck so that it's not hanging down below. A lot of people would take the easy way out, drop the exhaust, have the muffler sitting low, and then just run the pipe straight out the side underneath the box. We're trying to do something a lot nicer than that. So you can see here how we're having to bend right up and around this cross member, get back down to the muffler because the muffler is quite a bit taller than the pipe and it needs to sit here. Again, it's not lower than the frame. Then we're sneaking it up into the box and right out the side of the rocker in the box. That should make it look really cool.
So here at JF Customs, we do all our exhausts without having an actual pipe bender. We prefer to use U-bends, and a lot of times we'll use Flowmaster's 3-inch U-build kit. The reason we do this is so we get perfect fits. We don't crimp the pipe. It ends up doing a really nice job. For that though, you have to make sure that you pre-fit all the exhausts, all your cuts, all your bends. You tack them lots of times. You have to cut them apart, change the direction of the pipe a little bit, and put it back in, test fit it once more. You can see that this way of building exhaust is all about putting little pieces together. That's what makes you able to do it at home too.
One of the keys to doing a nice job and have everything work out well and not fill a bunch of gaps with weld rather than do a nice job is to always make sure after you've cut that your surface is as straight as possible. I'm cheating and I'm doing something that I was taught not to do, but I do use this big blade just to kind of get a feel for how straight I got the cut. So when you got two nice flat surfaces, they go together, you can block them. Does a really nice job. Now we've made the cut, it's flat, remember? We said to flatten them out. Take this little tool, spin it around the inside. Now the pipe's clean. So what we're doing now is we're trying to line up with that little X marks the spot that we put on the outside of the body.
Ready, Jeff?
Yeah.
All right.
Got it. Eyes, ears, nose, and mouth.
Another one in there?
Yeah, let's do that. Somewhere in here, yeah.
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 Ready?
Yep. Good.
Okay.
And now tighten it. We're pointed at the right spot. And height-wise, we're looking good too. Right there.
Good? Yeah, I think so.
So we're putting the piece back in.
Perfect.
Seems to fit well. Now we can carry on to prepping the side of the box, which means blowing a big hole in it. So now we've got a hole to shoot for. Here what we wanted was kind of a baloney cut on the pipe. It's just round pipe, but when you cut it at an angle, it gives it a really slick look, makes it look giant.
Holy, we're way off here. So tighten that up. And I think it's this one that needs to be clocked different. So at this stage, what we're doing is we're making the hole, obviously, in the side of the truck. Got to center that, make it look the same on both sides. Make sure the pipes come through at the right position. So you can see here we've got a little clocking issue. So we're just going to loosen off some stuff, move it around, make sure that it's going to fit well. We still got to do hangers because the exhaust has to hang somehow. And pull all the exhaust apart, do some final welding. It should be another couple hours at it.
So at this stage, we're going to take the system apart, do the final welding, grind every single weld to make it flush and make it look great. This is really where taking the time to pre-fit the pipes, make sure they fit well, really pays off. The grinding's easier, the welding's easier. We always enjoy using these Flowmaster kits. We chose 40 series Flowmasters for this truck so we can really hear that 400 horsepower motor do its work. To do a good job of your welding, you really have to take the time to examine the puddle that you're putting down. You have to be able to see that both pieces of metal are actually joining together in the center. The hotter you make your weld, the easier the grinding is going to be. At this point, make sure you haven't missed a spot, because if you're sending the exhaust away to get coated, you don't want to end up with a bunch of black marks on the outside. You'll be welding for a while. JF Customs Touch. We're going to build a tunnel for the tailpipe to fit through. What this will do is it'll make the box look really thick, and that way you can't see the road through the big hole, the giant opening that we've put in. Plus, it looks super cool. Please, kids, understand that we don't support cigarette smoking. Besides, did you know that Ted is actually only 34 years old? So the tunnel that we fabbed up now needs to be trimmed to fit the oblong hole. It really takes a few tries, but it does work out. A couple of marks with a Sharpie, and we'll make the final trim so that we can start welding the piece in permanently. Once this is done, of course, there's more welding. Careful not to overgrind and fully remove the weld, as this may cause the weld to have some cracks in it. Again, because we just can't leave greatness alone, I figured I'd add a little reveal to the back side of the opening and give it that 3D real feel to it. We simply built this out of 3/8 round stock, bent it in the shape of the hole, and voila. Another little trick is to use short strand fiberglass filler over all of your welds. This will fill any little pinholes that you may have missed when welding. It'll seal them up, and then you won't get moisture in there, so no rust. We will finish the job with some more bodywork, some primer, and paint, but that'll all have to wait for another episode. See you next time. You guys won't want to miss the next few episodes. It's all about us going to SEMA, debuting the 55 Chevy, taking it to the Optima Street Car Invitational, running the wheels off of it.